Brother, you're looking at me with a blank face. Have I confused you with that? Yeah. What we mean by that is that in Arabic, you understand Arabic? It becomes lazim upon him. هذا العقد يصبح لازم عليه. Becomes lazim on him. So for example, when a buying and selling transaction has taken place, it becomes lazim. That contract becomes lazim and becomes obligatory on him. So therefore, I cannot, for example, if I bought something from the Rahim, I can't go back and say, Rahim, give it back to me. Why? Because Rahim will tell me, look, we've already had a business transaction, and it's lazim on you, so you cannot come back and tell me that no, give me back my money. Right. And the other way, for example, we can look at contracts is that when it's not wajib on both parties, such as when both parties have the right to continue the transaction. Such as, for example, you put it when you're doing the contract, you say, we both have the right to discontinue with the transaction whenever we want. Okay? So this would be permissible. This would be permissible. One example of how this is, for example, in modern contracts. Modern contracts, when you go and buy a washer, for example, they say, we give you 30 days warranty, 30 days guarantee, no questions asked, money back policy, isn't it? So that is as if the business has made the condition upon you that you can return it within the 30 days. So because the business has made a condition upon you that you can return in 30 days, then it's not wajib on you to keep that product. Rather, you can return it within that 30 days. After 30 days, it becomes wajib on you. Right? What is the benefit of it becoming wajib on you? The benefit of it becoming wajib on you is that if you want to sell it back to that guy or return it back, then that's another business contract. And because it's another business contract, it has its own conditions again. Another way of looking at the contract is that it's not wajib on one party but wajib on the other, such as, for example, the contract of guarantee that I just talked about, when a person gives you a guarantee that of money back policy. Okay, by way of whether qabd, taking hold of the commodity, is obligatory or not, and that was the point that the brother was asking about regarding buying what was it, furniture and furniture from the wholesaler and not moving it to his store and selling it just from the wholesaler's spot. The first way of looking at it is that contracts in which qabd is not obligatory, in which taking hold of the product or the product being in your possession is not obligatory, such as, for example, marriage. So in marriage, you don't have to have the women in your possession. So as long as the contract has taken place, I want to marry your daughter. Do you agree? And the brother says, yes, I agree. Right? The father says, yes, I agree. Then the marriage is taking place. Does the wife have to come? Does the sister have to come to my house in order for the contract to be sahih? Say no, doesn't. Okay. Similarly, a contract of guarantee and of a contract of an agency as well. So contract of guarantee, like for example, the business will say, Tawfiq, I will sell this car to you in installments, but I need a guarantee. So Tawfiq goes and he says, Rahim, Rauf, can you give me the guarantee that the business is requiring? So Rahim says yes. So Rahim comes with me and he says to the business, I am a guarantee for Tawfiq. I am a guarantor for Tawfiq. So it's not wajib on Rahim Rauf. He can leave this guarantee whenever he wants. So this is what we're talking about here. Contracts in which I'm sorry, I've actually missed over. The contracts in which qabd is not obligatory, meaning being in possession of the product is not obligatory. Okay, contracts in which qabd is obligatory, in which taking hold of the product is obligatory. That would be for either transfer of the ownership. So, for example, for such as gifts and lending, taking hold of the product is obligatory. So, for example, if you tell Brother Rahim, say, Brother Rahim, I want to give this laptop to you. So, the laptop does not become the property of Rahim until Rahim actually physically takes the laptop in his possession. Because before Rahim takes the laptop in his possession, I can say, no, I don't want to give it to him anymore. And it's right. However, if it comes in his possession, and he's taken it in his possession, then you cannot ask for it back. Okay, guys? Now, the contracts in which the qabd is obligatory, taking hold of the commodity is obligatory for the contract to be correct itself, such as, for example, monetary transactions. We will see, as we will come to riba inshallah in the next session, that taking hold of the money at the same time is obligatory. So this is the reason why I gave the example to the brother, that when I give you £10 and I ask for 2 £5 notes and you only give me 1 £5 and the other £5 you tell me that you don't have it and you give it to me tomorrow, and we said that this is riba. The reason why we said it's riba is because that brother did not give you the other £5 note at the same time. Why? Because qabd, taking possession of the other 2 £5 notes at the same time, is obligatory in order to prevent riba in monetary transactions. We will come to that inshallah in the section of riba in the next session. So contracts in which another way, contracts in which qabd is obligatory for the contract to be wajib, such as, for example, gifts and security deposit. It is only when Rahim for example, has taken the laptop that I've given him as a gift, physically taken him, that the contract actually becomes wajib. So I cannot ask for it back from him. In the same way as security deposit. For example, the brother says, I say, Rahim, can you lend me some money? I need £1,000. And Rahim can tell me, okay, but I need a security deposit. That's halal, okay? And so I say, okay, Rahim, take my laptop. Take my laptop as the security deposit for £1,000 that you're selling me. And before Rahim takes the laptop, I say, no, I take it back. So no, I'll give you something else. Okay? I'll give you my coat, for example, as a security deposit. So that would be halal. However, if Rahim has taken the laptop already in his possession as the security deposit, then I cannot ask for it back until I have paid the £1,000 back. Okay. Then we can look at contracts as well by way of compensation for giving a commodity. How is that? For example, there is a compensation for buying and selling. When you sell something, you get something back. In other contracts, it may be that you don't get something back. Why? As the example of what? Such as, for example, giving gifts. You see, look at this. In Islam, considers giving gifts a contract. Islam considers lending a contract. Islam considers an agency, a kafala agreement, a contract. Islam considers a guarantee, a person giving you a guarantee, as a contract. So these are all different contracts. Okay, guys? But in these contracts, giving a gift, an agency, or a kafala, or a guarantor, etc., then you're not getting anything for it. This is how we can also look at contracts. We can also look at contracts by whether it's valid or invalid. An example of a valid contract, such as, for example, buying and selling, is a valid contract. Renting is a valid contract, provided that all conditions are met. However, invalid contracts are what, for example, such as buying and selling to and from a mad person, or, for example, selling it to a child who is less than 7 years old, for example, or selling blood, for example, is an invalid contract. Why? Because the commodity itself is haram. Or, for example, pork, alcohol, human body parts, selling your heart, selling your kidney is haram. Why? Because you do not possess your body. It's haram for you to sell your body parts.